Good day, Sint Maarten. I'm Yesenia Lazaro.
And I'm Austin Lawrence.
And welcome to another edition of Sint Maarten NEWSDESK.
Brought to you by TV15.
We're bringing the latest and most important stories around the island and beyond.
It's the top of the week. Let's have a great week. Before that, let's get into our top headlines.
Police seize suspects after armed robbery in Cay Bay. Detectives from the Sint Maarten Police Force are investigating an armed robbery that occurred in Cay Bay shortly after 11 p.m. on Thursday, August 7th. Police say the victim was confronted by suspects who tried to steal his scooter and personal belongings. In the struggle, the victim resisted and successfully disarmed the attackers, seizing their firearm. The suspects fled with other stolen items, leaving the weapon behind. The confiscated firearm is now being examined for forensic evidence as part of the ongoing investigation. Authorities are appealing to the public for any information that could help identify and locate the suspects. Anyone with relevant details is urged to contact the police station at 542-2222, extensions 204 and 205, or they can call the anonymous tip line at 9300. Police stress that community cooperation is essential to bringing those responsible to justice and preventing further crimes.
Focused police operations yield results in Cay Bay, Simpson Bay, and Cay Bay. The Sint Maarten Police Force conducted another series of targeted operations on the night of Thursday, August 7th, focusing on Cay Bay, Simpson Bay, and Cay Bay. The initiative, part of a broader strategy to combat illegal firearm and drug activity, involved multiple patrol checks. During these inspections, officers confiscated small quantities of narcotics from individuals found in violation of the law. Police say these efforts are aimed at removing illegal items from circulation and reinforcing that criminal behavior will not be tolerated. By keeping a visible presence in different districts, they hope to foster a safer environment for both residents and visitors. Authorities have indicated that such operations will continue regularly as part of the ongoing fight against crime. They encourage anyone with information that could support law enforcement to come forward by contacting the Philipsburg Police Station at 542-2222, extensions 204 or 205, or by calling the anonymous tip line 9300. Strengthening cross-border cooperation. KPSM meets with French Gendarmerie. On Wednesday, August 6th, the Chief of Police of Sint Maarten and members of the KPSM management team met with the commander of the French Gendarmerie at the Opal building in Cay Bay. The meeting was part of regular coordination between law enforcement agencies on both sides of the island and included discussions with the international partners such as DEA, Royal Anguilla Police Force, and CARICOM officials. Topics focused on enhancing joint patrols, coordinating controls, and tackling ongoing scooter-related issues, as well as developing strategies to address high-impact crimes like robberies, home invasions, and manslaughter. Both agencies agreed to strengthen intelligence sharing and intensify joint operations in hotspot areas. Plans are underway to launch combined patrols on both the Dutch and French sides of Sint Maarten to combat serious offenses and curb the misuse of scooters and off-road motorbikes in traffic and criminal activities. These recurring meetings aim to evaluate progress, refine strategies, and maintain a united approach to improving safety for residents and visitors across the island.
TEATT Minister kicks off strategic planning talks with management team. On August 7th, Minister of Tourism, Economic Affairs, Transport and Telecommunication, the Honorable Grisha Heilige-Martin, held a strategic planning session with the ministry's management team at Holland House. The meeting reviewed the ministry's 2025 progress and began shaping priorities for 2026 and beyond. It is the first in a series of internal sessions aimed at aligning departmental goals, planning realistically within the budget limits, and working collectively towards sustainable results. Central to the discussion was the ministry's 2025 R for Effect theme, which calls for reshaping priorities, reforming systems, rebuilding governance grounded in accountability, and restructuring policies to better serve the public and the economy. The minister emphasized the importance of collaboration, noting that lasting progress comes from working together. The ministry will continue to engage teams, evaluate key projects, and prepare public updates in the coming months.
Let's put everything on the table. People always give their opinion, and you can either take it or crunch it. Let them judge. We give in to the most irresistible flavor. We devour every nugget that falls in our hands, especially when it's our crunchy fried chicken. And let the crumbs fly if needed. Let them keep judging. We'll keep indulging. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Make the switch. Get faster internet for less.
Hey there, it's Mizzy with a Sunshine Report, straight out of Sunshine City, Sint Maarten, bringing you the warmth and the sunshine you need to kickstart your day. So let's dive into today's forecast and see how the skies are treating us. Follow NEWSDESK on Facebook for your daily Sunshine Report. So as you enjoy the rest of your day, stay safe, stay friendly. Sunshine City.
It is Sunday, August 10th, 2025. Thank you so much for being part of this weather community. All right, all eyes on what's going on off the coast of Africa. I want to give you all of the information I'm seeing, where we're going to go into monitor mode. This area will become a hurricane, and I want to keep everything in perspective on what I am seeing in the environment, not just the models. No scare tactics here, just facts on this channel. Thank you for being part of it. So it is this spot here that is pulling off the coast of Africa. That is the area that is going to develop into a hurricane as it continues its way across the Atlantic. This time of year, there's not as much dust, and there's additional moisture in the atmosphere that will allow it to develop further. And I will watch other spots across the Atlantic basin as well, and I'll zoom down to those as we go forward. Here is the spot we're watching. Again, these brighter colors telling me there's a lot of showers and storms. This was the tropical wave I was talking about a week and a half ago that would eventually come off, march across, and develop. Now, does it move into land? That is obviously the question we're all looking out for, and I want to highlight some of the chances of that as we get down the road. It's all dependent on high pressure. That acts like a blocker. If high pressure is strong up here, that acts like a fence and keeps everything down here and allows this to track more to the west. But if high pressure is weaker or slides more to the east, that could allow this to make more of a curve and stay over the water. But we have to be mindful. We have a lot of islands out there as well. Bermuda, for example, watching down the road if this were to curve to see how close it gets. If it doesn't curve, watching over toward the Bahamas, parts of the U.S., and of course, for us in the Caribbean, we are monitoring this so very carefully. All of the models, the American model, European, Canadian, and the ICON German model, have this area developing into a hurricane. It will become the first hurricane of the Atlantic Basin season. The next name on the list is Aaron. Now, first thing is first, safety is first. That is why I do this channel. I've been doing it for years, as you know. I've been tracking weather for decades, so safety first with all of this. We are in monitor mode. I value your time, your resources, of course, always thinking of you and your family. Monitor mode does not mean action mode, so we're not wasting time or resources yet. That means we are really watching this. We're on a heightened alert. Now, this includes anywhere from the British U.S. Virgin Islands through Anguilla, St. Martin, St. Bart's, back through Antigua and Barbuda. So that just means again, monitor mode. We are monitoring this together at more of a heightened alert. I do appreciate you spreading some of this information. It does not mean action mode. We'll be tracking over the next couple days how close this gets. As of now, most of it would be to the north, a little bit more to the north, which would be good, although I know we need to get some rain, but we definitely do not want a hurricane. We don't root for hurricanes on this channel. If most of it stays to the north, we'll just simply stay in monitor mode, and that is it. Of course, down the road, other locations, Bahamas, over toward the U.S., Bermuda, I'll be fine-tuning that, but we're not in action mode yet anywhere. Just monitor mode, extreme northeastern Caribbean for us. As it stands now, looking at the models as this develops into a hurricane, here we are in Anguilla, St. Maarten, St. Barts. This would be upwards of 300 miles away, about 225 to 300 miles away, or 365 kilometers away to 480 kilometers away. That would be a safe distance, so to speak, keeping all of the heavy weather well to the northeast. And that's why I mentioned we're not in action mode. We're not taking action, keeping things in good perspective, getting the right information out, monitor mode. I will give you the heads up. If anything shifts closer to us, you will know here first with advanced warning to give you that time to make any preparations, but we're not at that point yet. In fact, again, if this were to hold, that would keep the heaviest weather. How close this will be getting as we work our way toward the end of the week. Now, here is the American model, very similar to the European model, so they're both kind of reading the atmosphere the same way, the environment the same way. I'll zoom down here in just a moment and then lift up to the north, but let me show you this. This here is by Wednesday again. Very similar scenario. Wednesday should be a tropical depression developing into a tropical storm. Here is that front again that I just showed you on the European model. That means high pressure is over here. Since it's over here, that keeps this system below it. But once this area continues to work our way, it kind of feels this front, and then you could see more of a turn. You see more of a turn. Here we are in Antigua, Barbuda, Anguilla, St. Maarten, and this area would be to the northeast by the time we get into Friday. Any shift to the south could really change things for us, as we know. That's what I'll be watching nonstop. Then as we go forward here, Friday into the weekend, this would keep all of the activity to the north of the Caribbean. We'd just be dealing with some high seas. But of course, all eyes would be on the timing of this front. If this front is slow, that could allow this area to drift more to the Bahamas and potentially the United States. If this front stays on time or is strong, that could allow this to curve to the north. But we do not wish a storm on anyone. So even if it makes this curve, yes, sometimes good news for someone is not necessarily good news for someone else. And you can see here, then we'd be watching Bermuda. But the point is, both of the modeling, the bigger models are showing pretty much the same thing, but does it take an earlier curve and miss Bermuda, or does it start to get a little bit closer to parts of the Caribbean and then over toward the Bahamas and southeast U.S.? That still needs to be fine-tuned because, again, this is 7 days from now. I mentioned once we get past 5 days, there's so much uncertainty. Watching what is happening in the Atlantic. So the tropical wave will be developing quickly. Just the next few days, it will become the first hurricane of the season. Tracking how close it gets, some of us are now in monitor mode and tracking those additional tropical waves back behind it. So thank you for your trust, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.
It's hurricane season. Are you prepared? Here are a few tips to remember to help keep you and your family safe. If you're not in an area that is advised to evacuate and you decide to stay in your home, plan for adequate supplies in case you lose power and water for several days and you're not able to leave due to flooding or blocked roads. This hurricane season, make a family emergency communication plan. This public service announcement was brought to you by the government of Sint Maarten.
Process started to find new president of the Common Court of Justice. The current president of the Joint Court of Justice, Maurits de Court, will be appointed governor of Curaçao on November 4th, 2025. His new role will leave the presidency of the court vacant, prompting the start of the search for a new successor. The court will continue to serve as president of the Joint Court of Justice of Aruba, Curaçao, St. Maarten, and Bonaire, St. Eustatius, and Saba until appointment takes effect. He has held the position since 2022. The selection process follows strict procedures led by the chairman of the selection committee. Recruitment is expected to begin next week, starting with the development of a job profile that outlines the requirements and desired qualities for the position. This will form the basis of the vacancy announcement, which will be published both internally and externally. It is not yet clear when a suitable candidate will be identified. Under current regulations, the appointment will be for a 5-year term.
Removal of illegal billboards along public roads. The Sint Maarten Police Force, in partnership with the Ministry of Public Housing, Spatial Planning, Environment and Infrastructure, known as ROMI, has launched an enforcement operation targeting unauthorized billboards along public roads. These billboards have been erected without the required permits, violating Article 5 of the Public Works Ordinance, which prohibits placing structures on public land or near roads without official approval. Under this ordinance, the VROMI Infrastructure Management Department and Police Traffic Department jointly advise on billboard applications, while the Ministry of Justice issues the official permits. All proposed billboards must meet safety, design, and location standards before approval. Despite repeated public warnings, many illegal signs remain. Such signage poses traffic safety risks, causes visual pollution, and disrupts public space use. Enforcement is now active, with unpermitted billboards being removed without prior notice. The public, businesses, and organizations are reminded to obtain formal permits before installing any billboards and to comply with regulations to ensure the safety and orderliness of St. Martin's Road and environment. Invitation for Form 1 parents and guardians for Introduction Day. Milton Peters College invites parents and guardians of incoming Form 1 students to an introduction day ahead of the 2025-2026 school year. The event is scheduled for Wednesday, August 20th. Parents and guardians are invited from 7:30 to 10 a.m., while students will participate from 7:30 a.m. to 1:25 p.m. Introduction Day offers an overview of the Form 1 experience, giving families the chance to meet staff, tour the school facilities, and learn about expectations for both students and parents. MPC emphasizes that strong collaboration between the school and families is vital for student success and well-being. Parents and guardians are encouraged to attend with their child to support a smooth transition and foster enthusiasm for the year ahead. MPC looks forward to welcoming families and working together for a successful academic year.
The Sint Maarten Library will host the launch of Mountain Trails, a father and son nature adventure by Grammy Brown. On Saturday, August 16th from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., the Sint Maarten Library will launch a new book by Grammy Brown entitled Mountain Trails, a father and son nature adventure. The book follows Calvin and his father on a hike from the Dutch to the French side of the island, celebrating family connection, exploration, and nature away from the digital distractions. The event includes a read aloud session, meet and greet, book signing, and special offers on copies of the book. Brown, a Caribbean author with 7 published works, has donated books to the community and previously joined the library's virtual story time. A special edition of that program will air online on the same day. The library invites families, educators, and children to enjoy this inspiring celebration of reading, nature, and togetherness.
Guess what? I got an idea. It's amazing. You see how we have the link sharing all everywhere?
QR link,
the
yeah.
QR link?
Yeah.
Raw Caribbean Channel app. Yeah. You're welcome. Put it in the back.
But it's not an app, though. It's not an app. app you have to like download something to get it on your phone, take up space. It's not an app.
It's like an app. Therefore, it can be an app. So, it's an app. Raw Caribbean TV app. Say it with me, Al. Come on.
It's not an app though. All you gotta do with that, it's a link. You take the link, you hit the bookmark, you say add to home screen, and so it shows up like an app icon, but it's not an app though.
Are you a real person? It is an app because you get to watch all the programs from Raw Caribbean at one place. It is an app.
I don't know how to explain this to you, but factually and technically, it's not an app. Kind of like we do the news, facts,
Yeah.
and you do that thing you do.
Whoa.
Point being, you just go to the QR, you hit bookmarks, and you hit add to home screen, and then you can have the link to, let's give it another name.
The app.
You want to call it the app?
Raw Caribbean TV app.
Jess.
Yes.
Jess, please, give some sense, Jess. Jess.
It's kind of like an app.
That's why she gets the big bucks.
It's not an app, though. It's not a app. What the It's not a app.
You kiss your mother with her mouth? My God. Watch Raw Caribbean TV app.
Watch Raw Caribbean TV app.
Yes.
It's not an app, though.
MPC and Sundial School announced plans for 2025-2026 school year opening. Milton Peters College and Sundial School have shared details for the start of the 2025-2026 academic year, including an introduction program running from August 20th to 22nd this year. During Introduction Week, MPC students will attend from 7:30 a.m. to 1:25 p.m., whilst Sundial students will be in school from 7:30 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. On August 20th, a mandatory information sessions for parents and guardians of Form 1 students will take place, with further details to be announced separately. On August 22nd, all Form 1 students at MPC will be transported to the sports complex for a sports day. Normal classes for all students begin on Monday, August 25th, following the regular schedule. Students are required to wear their school uniforms and gym attire as appropriate. Uniforms can be purchased at 0 to 14 Kids on AJC Browers Road in King Hill, open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Sundays from 9:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Uniform guidelines specify that shoes must be closed-toe and either solid black, solid white, or black and white sneakers only. Gym classes require the gym uniform and sneakers. During Introduction Week, school books can be picked up after 1:25 p.m. at MPC and after 12:15 at the Sundial School.
Registration opens for AI Islands 2025. Islandpreneur has open registration for AI Islands 2025, taking place August 27th to 29th at the Central Bank van Curaçao and Sint Maarten in Willemstad, Curaçao. Designed for Caribbean entrepreneurs and business leaders, the event will feature over 100 attendees, AI tool demos, and workshops to boost profitability and expand markets. Key speakers include Gigi Wang, UC Berkeley professor, and fintech expert Mark Pereira. 2 passes are available: Paradise Pass for $97 for full access and a VIP Pass for $397 with extras like private sessions and AI audits. Seats are limited. Register now at www.aiislands.co. For partnerships, email hello@islandpreneur.co.
uNiqu Arts and Philipsburg Cultural Center launch Restorative Arts Series. Creative Director Stubbs of uNiqu Arts is partnering with the Philipsburg Cultural Center to present the Restorative Arts Series, Reflect, Create, Restore, a multidisciplinary initiative using arts for healing, self-awareness, and personal growth. The series features live theater, workshops, film storytelling, and stream programs that encourage reflection and restoration through creative expression. Its mission is to support holistic healing while raising funds for regional creative development. The first project is the stage play, God Guys, Black Men Owning Permission to Feel and Heal, exploring mental health and trauma in the Black community through courageous conversations. Casting for male roles has been conducted and preparations are underway for program's launch. Tickets pre-sales for the closing play on September 27th will begin soon. Supporters are encouraged to follow the Philipsburg Cultural Center's Facebook page for updates and to help fundraise for the center. That's all the time we have for today's edition of St. Maarten News Desk.
Thank you for joining us. Remember, new episodes premiere every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. on TV 15 and then across all social media platforms. I'm Austin Lawrence.
And I'm Jacina Lassiter, wishing you an amazing week. See you next time.
Don't forget, stay friendly.
St. Maarten.